Now we must ask ourselves, does this obsession and sexual desire to capture and enslave blonde-haired, blue-eyed non-Muslim women have any basis in the teachings of the Quran and Muhammad? In order for us to understand the historical context of this Quranic revelation, we first need to turn to the tafsir or exegesis literature for an official Islamic commentary on the Quran. In the popular and widely used Tafsir Tabari, it says the following about Quran chapter 9 verse 49. وَذَكَرَ أَنَّ هَذِهِ الْآيَةِ نَزَلَتْ فِي الْجَدِّ بْنِ قَيْسٍ. It was mentioned that this verse was revealed regarding a man named Al-Jadd ibn Qais. Who was he? Well, he was a man who did not want to go out and fight jihad for Muhammad, and he asked to be exempted from that duty. As we read in the tafsir, he said to Muhammad, وَلَا تَفْتِنِّي يقول وَلَا تَبْتَلِنِي بِرُؤْيَةِ نِسَاءِ بَنِي الْأَصْفَرِ وَبَنَاتِهِمْ فَإِنِّي بِالنِّسَاءِ مُغْرَمٌ فَأَخْرُجُ وَآثَمْ بِذَلِكَ. Draw me not into trial. This means, do not trouble me with the sight of the women of Al-Asfar and their daughters, for I am tempted by women, for I fear that I might go out and commit a sin because of that. Al-Asfar in Arabic means the color yellow, but here in this context it means blonde women.
The Arabs, they called what we call white, they called it yellow. They called it yellow. What we call white is the Caucasian color white. Okay? And this is generally called asfar. And that's why they call the Romans Banu al-Asfar. They call the Romans the tribe of the yellow people. Just like over here the American Indians, what did they call whites? Pale face, right? This is not a skin color that they're familiar with, okay? Generally speaking, when the Arabs use the word white, it is a lightish brown. This is what they call white is a lightish brown. It's not the white that we consider Caucasian white. Okay, that white they called asfar, which then it's not really white, it's yellowish to them. That's how they considered it, okay?
So why did this man named Al-Jadd react to Muhammad that way? Well, the answer is, Muhammad was enticing his men to go out and fight jihad by promising them blonde female slaves. As we read in the tafsir, عن مجاهد في قول الله إئذن لنا ولا تفتني قال رسول الله اغزوا تبوك تغنموا بنات الأصفر والنساء الروم فقال الجد إئذن لنا ولا تفتنا بالنساء. It was narrated by Mujahid regarding Allah saying, quote, grant me exemption and draw me not into trial, that the messenger of Allah, meaning Muhammad, said, invade Tabuk, and your spoils will be the daughters of Al-Asfar, meaning the blonde people, and the women of Rome. So Al-Jadd replied, grant us exemption and draw us not into trial with women. So finally, we see here in the commentary of Tabari that the Quran chapter 9 verse 49 is really about Muhammad enticing his men to fight jihad by promising them blonde female slaves. And according to Al-Jadd, Muhammad's enticing was leading him towards temptation to sin. Muhammad enticing his men to fight jihad by promising them blonde female slaves. And according to Al-Jadd, Muhammad's enticing was leading him towards temptation to sin. So, if you're a Muslim or if you're thinking of converting to Islam, I would like to ask you, look, you can claim that the Islamic State does not represent true Islam.
It becomes very difficult to take him seriously.
So what's the deal with the infancy gospel of Thomas? He's playing one day, about 5 or 6 years of age, and he's making a little dam. It's been raining and the water's running down the street, and he creates a little dam and he's trapping the water. And he's very happy with himself, he's made this dam. Another boy comes along, as boys will do, and he stamps in the dam and the water rushes out. And the child Jesus turns to him and he says to him, "May you rot and wither." The little child goes and dies. And he's dead. That was the end of the story.
The criterion of embarrassment is not a foolproof criterion. Even in Christianity, scholars discuss this.
The third miracle, he's playing with some other kid, and there are 3 versions of this, depending on which text you're reading. In one version of it, the kid bumps into him accidentally. In the other version, the kid punches him intentionally. And in another version, the kid throws stones at him. But whatever the reason was, whatever the precipitating cause was, again, the child Jesus curses this boy, and the boy dies. And somebody runs home and tells the parents, "Jesus is after killing your kid." And the parents run down, and they're really upset, and they start complaining, and Jesus curses them, and the 2 of them go blind.
It becomes very difficult to take him seriously.